want to be the best pal catcher mon thing there ever was? Well, today we are going to be talking about the 12 tips on Palworld that helped me personally, and odds are you don't know about. Let's get right into it. Okay, so number 12, catching. Make sure you are catching 10 of each pals. This will grant you a huge reward bonus of XP. Normally, fans from Pokemon will come to this game and attempt to catch one of each pal, or just the strong looking ones. However, in Palworld, the number one best way to gain XP is just through getting the 10 catches on each pal. If you want to progress through this game, you will need to catch loads of pals. So yeah, every time you actually get 10 pals, it will grant you with a huge bonus. As you can see at the bottom right, it shows a little Pokeball-like symbol. And if you fill that all the way to the top, you will then get a hefty XP bonus. All right, baby. Number 11, Vixie. One thing I personally wish I knew earlier in my playthrough is how OP Vixie actually is. If you don't know who Vixie is, basically, it kind of looks like Eevee. You're probably wondering, what is so OP about Vixie? She literally gives you free Palspheres. Like, free Palspheres. If you're running low on Palspheres all the time, then trust me, go grab her and put her in a ranch. You can find Vixie anywhere around this area here. And yeah, she literally drops 3 Pokeballs when you put her in a ranch. Number 10, the 5 endgame towers. When reaching mid to endgame, you will likely know that there are 5 towers on the map. However, you might not know what tower to actually go into. After all, it literally doesn't say anything on them. However, I've got a map right here which tells you the order in which you should fight all of the towers from weakest to strongest. Obviously, this is not my screenshot. I just found this online, so I'll link it down below. And yeah, feel free to take a screenshot. So number 1 is the weakest tower, and number 5 is the strongest. So if you're going to do any of the bosses, make sure you do them in this order. Number 9, the glider. You can glide really fast down slopes with the glider if you slide down them. Although this may not seem very important, this massively helped me when gathering any heavy resources or just walking around in general. Number 8 is hatching loads of eggs. You might not think it in this game, but hatching eggs is really OP. This is because when you're hatching eggs, it's practically the exact same as catching a new pal. Every time you hatch a new egg, you get the XP that you'd normally get of capturing any pal. And I'm telling you, if you do this, your XP will skyrocket. All right, baby. Number 7, you can actually move your base. One thing I personally was worried about is if you destroy your power box, then you'll have to grind all of those power box levels up again. That's actually not true. You can destroy your power box and you will still keep the power box levels. So if you're planning to move, make sure you dismantle all of your expensive structures, as you will literally get 100% of the items back. This is what makes it really easy to move base. If you dismantle everything in your base, you can literally replace it back in your new base without gathering any other resources. Also, just as a little side tip, make sure you place your base somewhere that has a lot of flat ground and spacious. It makes base building a lot better. All right, baby, moving on to number 6, the grappling gun. Don't you just hate it when you pick up 1.4 stone and your inventory gets destroyed? Or don't you love it when you accidentally pick up a single berry and you literally cannot move? Well, the grappling gun has got you covered. At first, I didn't know if the grappling gun would be any good, but trust me, it's broken. When you are overweight or encumbered, you can use the grappling gun to get around, even when you're at max weight. Also, just as a side tip, what you can do is, after you've used it, you can then put it in your inventory and back in your hotbar, and it will allow you to use it again straight away. Number 5, storage. One thing I never knew till late game is you can literally quick transfer items by pressing R on keyboard, and I think it's RB on Xbox. Don't quote me, but I'm pretty sure it's RB. Number 4, baby. This is where it gets exciting. Pal types. Any pal, regardless of their type, can learn any type move. Yes, you heard me right. Any pal, regardless of their type, it doesn't matter what type they are, they can learn any type move. For example, a fire type can use a water type move. It makes no sense. It literally makes no sense. But yes, right now you could argue that fire types are actually the strongest type in the game. So you may be thinking, okay, Epic, well, that must mean then I'll go catch a fire type. Wrong, little Jimmy. You are wrong. You dirty boy. Listen to me well now. You could catch a normal type and give it fire type moves, which makes it technically the strongest pal still in the game. So just bear that in mind when you're capturing pals. But yes, let's just say pal types are OP. Moving on. Number 3, we have got the ore farm. Make an ore farm. After leveling up your power box to level 9, it will grant you the option to build another base. As you advance to the metal age and start to need copper, coal, and quartz, you will need to absolutely grind the crap out of these resources. I personally, starting off, would recommend finding a copper hotspot, which I'll put on the map right now for you guys to see. Yeah, you can make an ore farm by placing your power box next to the ore, but not too close, because obviously it'll despawn. Then place level 2 miners in the power box to mine the metal, and level 1 plus transporters to transport the metal. Tip number 2. Teleporting. One thing I personally never knew until late game is you can use your PAL box to teleport. Yes, you heard me right. You can literally use your PAL box to teleport. I didn't know that until late game. All right, leave me alone. You guys probably did, but I did not. Yeah, if you press C, I think it is, on your PAL box, you can teleport to any, well, not any place, but any tower or any other base that you own. And last but not least is number 1, baby. First off, I just want to say, if you have enjoyed this video up until now, then hit that like button, baby. That genuinely helps me out a ton. And also, consider subscribing. It's literally free. It takes 2 seconds, and it helps me out a ton. And yeah, okay, let's get into it, baby. Number 1, Paldium fragments. You're probably thinking, huh? Paldium fragments for number 1? What? Paldium fragments are the main resource in Palworld used for crafting PAL spheres. You can obtain these by either mining the small blue rocks around the map or grinding up 5 stone to make 1 Paldium fragment. It's an absolute pain, right? Well, there's actually a better method to obtaining Paldium fragments, which is accessible early game, and I still personally use myself late game. If you have found any dungeon in Palworld, odds are they have a few huge veins of Paldium fragments, which can give you above 50 Paldium every time. Mine these blue giant glowy rocks at the start of the dungeon, and then leave and go to the next dungeon. And after about 4 dungeons, you will have stacks of Paldium fragments. This is by far right now what I have found the number 1 best way to getting Paldium fragments. And yeah, that is all of the tips, baby. Let me know down in the comments below if I missed any tips that you would add to this list, or if you would change this list in any way. And yeah, that's pretty much it for this video. So thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you all in the next.